is there a way you found as you've been investing into your team to get them to care as much as you do?
You share their goals. If you share your goals with an individual, they can either say, I want to be down with this guy or not. Or, my goal is to one day open up 1,000 restaurants. Those 1,000 restaurants, I'm going to need leaders in all those restaurants. Can you see yourself in that position? I want to share the numbers. So we share numbers with our employees. This is what we did last week. This is what we're going to do this week. If we didn't hit it this week, let's try it another week. So sharing numbers and sharing what you're actually doing in your business, it opens the world up to them, because they're like, wow, then they'll become more conscious of what they're doing. They become more conscious of trying to help save money in the business if they know what it is that they're trying to achieve. So clear, defined answers of questions they might not even had, and I feel is always the best way to get that buy-in from somebody.
Absolutely. And you've got 7 locations, and you're talking about your leadership team. How do you invest into your leadership team versus, an average team member? Is there a different format for that? How do you systematize that?
For instance, the young lady that Celestine, I talked about her. So we tried to send her on trips. She's never, in 7 years, she's never had a day off.
Whoa.
If she's had a cold she'll work, and I always tell her, go home. But for her, pay vacation, tell me where you want to go. We'll send you and your family. Tell me where so we treat people certain ways that we know that they care just as much as we do. We make sure that we take care of them.
Yeah. And is there an ongoing communication that you have with your leadership team that kind of lets them know, hey, you're checking in, how's things going over here?
That's
How do you do
Monday.
that?
Yeah, every Monday. Monday we get on a call and share, pros and cons, right, for the previous week, and some success stories, right, and what we could do better, and just ideas, right? Engaging with ideas makes people, because then you force people to think. I need an idea from you once a week. I'm going to force you to think and force you to care about what you're doing every day in my restaurant. So, we say it's idea time. I need an idea. I need you to say, okay, well, I think I got a new idea. I think we can do this different. I think we'll attract more customers. I think whatever it is, I just need an idea, because without ideas, there's no growth, right? I want to grow. So if I have a room full of people who have no ideas or dreams, I'm just going to be the only guy with the idea and dream with no help. So it's all about ideas for me, and them, pushing off their successes, their losses, or whatever happened that week. But the biggest thing for me is ideas.
Yeah. Well, it reminds me of our core value here at Ramsey, self-employed mentality. And it sounds like you've been able to do that with your leadership team. I mean, they're running a location. I mean, there is a very self-employed mentality. You don't feel like you're collecting a paycheck from the boss.
Correct.
You have that ownership. And when you bring those ideas to the table, well, then you're a lot more bought in, because you're a lot more passionate about your idea than you are someone else's that was mandated.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So is that part of the investing, is saying, hey, what is your idea? Okay, go run with that. Let me know what the results are.
Well, we'll put it on the table. If it's something that we feel that can change, obviously, me and my wife, and feel like it changed and take that restaurant a different course, absolutely, we implement it. I never want them to feel like they went unheard. Unless it's kind of crazy idea that we're like, oh, there's no way, but something that's, they want to, add something to the menu. They want to, whatever it is, we'll look at it, look at the price, the margins and stuff like that, and say, we'll see if it works for a month. Doesn't work for a month, we implemented your idea. But it's always good to have thinkers. I mean, look at this organization. Without thinkers, it would be nothing. So you have to have thinkers around you.
Yeah. And I know you're passionate about the next generation.
Yes.
You've got a heart for young people. We're talking teenagers. What are some of the ways that you've invested into those teenagers who they're not even in college yet? They don't know what that future looks like. How do you help kind of guide them on that path?
Well, I'm truthful with them. I tell them my story, where I came from, what I've been through. And a lot of times that resonates, because you don't want to come off like you're a teacher, or you are somebody that is doesn't really truly understand what they're going through. I came from a certain part of the town, which was a rough area. If I didn't have cooking in my life at that time, I would definitely be in jail. It's 1,000% guarantee, because I was already in the streets. So I know what it is to look for direction. Even if you're not going to go into the cooking game, check it out. I'm going to teach you what I know. Just check it out. I'll give you an alternative, and you make that decision. But I think it's important that, you have to give all what you know, all your keys to success up, right? Regurgitate it. It has to come out of your system. You're not promised tomorrow. So if I doubted everything I know in my head and never gave it to anybody, I'll be selfish. So I want to try to give that to as many people as I possibly can.